Gentlemen, welcome to my villa in Bali. It's extremely hot. It got a bit of a pump, and I prepared a little presentation for you that I will take you today with the 4 steps to build core confidence. And when I say core, what I really mean calm confidence. And I want you to think of it less as feeling 100% confident all the time, but instead I want you to think of it as feeling calm, at ease, knowing that you will figure it out whatever happens. And that feeling of calmness, this is where core confidence comes into play. Not needing a certain outcome, being okay with whatever happens. And that is the goal that I'm going to teach you exactly how to achieve. Now, there's 4 stages to this, and the first thing we're going to do is look at the first 3 stages, because the 4th stage is kind of separate to it, and the 4th stage is what creates true core confidence. We're going to look at this last. So when you look at this graph that I painted at the top, this little mountain with this gentleman standing on here, he has to walk up that mountain from wherever he is now, not having the greatest level of confidence, and he wants to go all the way up to the mountain, right? He will stand up there at the end, looking down. So you start with no confidence, but your goal is going to be to have real confidence at the end. And the way to get there is starting with courage. So courage is your ability to act, whether you feel like it or not. And you have to just understand that whenever there's something that makes us feel uncomfortable or that scares us, we all get that feeling, right? We all get it. The only difference is some of you still act despite the lack of confidence, and that is courage, and others don't. The vast majority of people gets held back by their fear, gets held back by their feeling of discomfort, so they cannot muster up the courage to actually do the thing that's necessary. So start with courage. Core confidence, the thing we're working towards, is your ability to be okay with public failure. So the social danger that people will judge you, that people will mock you behind your back, which might happen, but you getting to a point where it's okay for you that happens. Once you achieve that, once you're totally fine with people talking behind your back, people laughing about you, people making memes about you, people joking about you, that's core confidence. And if you follow this, if you apply this, you will eventually get there. Now, I'll show you exactly how to do this. But the first step is going to be courage. And courage is something that you will need for the rest of your life. The ability to do it, even if you don't feel like it. Next time you're in a situation where you're not feeling confident, act with courage. And what's going to happen is once you start doing this, you will develop what I like to call partial confidence. You will start understanding a part of the process. For example, you start talking to girls and you start understanding how to do the initial 2 minutes. Or maybe you're already pretty good at starting conversations with girls, but it somehow fizzles out. They lose interest in you. So over time, what will happen is you get better at this part and you acquire partial confidence. You understand how it works, and because you understand how it works, you can apply it and you start feeling confident just in this part, not necessarily in the whole process. And then what happens in the 3rd phase is you develop real confidence. It's real because it covers the whole process. You understand how to start a conversation, you understand how to have a conversation, you understand how to move things to the next step after the conversation, and then you understand how to turn that into a relationship just by understanding human dynamics, by understanding communication, by understanding what women care about, by being the type of person that women want to have in their life. And then you develop real confidence. There's this famous proverb, confidence comes from competence, and it's true in a way, because once you understand the process and you trust in your ability to replicate the process, you will start feeling completely confident in the scenarios that you understand, and you will feel confident in your ability to replicate these scenarios and do it again and again and again and again. And to be fair, for most people, that's already enough. Now, I've created this little graphic at the bottom, and let's quickly look at this. This little graphic, if you look at it specifically, what you can see here is a man. And in the first graphic, he was standing at the beginning of the mountain. But here, he's actually standing on top of a cliff. And the truth is that the first graphic I showed you is not very true, because you're not really standing on the bottom of a hill and you just have to walk up. But rather, the way I look at it is that you're standing on the edge of a cliff. So the first step you have to take that requires courage is going down into the abyss. And once you have gone down into the abyss, then you start acquiring partial confidence by going down the first step. And the first part is always the hardest. Making the first couple steps, making the first couple mistakes, falling and falling and falling. And then you will acquire partial confidence. And once you've acquired partial confidence, you start realizing, hey, I can actually do this. This works. I can see how it works. I can see how I can get better. And then from there on, it's almost smooth sailing until you get to the top of that mountain. Now, I like to call this the confidence gap, because the gap that you need to overcome is the gap that requires courage. There is no way to becoming confident in any area of life, but especially not to acquire core confidence, without using courage to overcome the confidence gap. The gap between where you are right now, where you don't have the level of confidence that you want in a certain situation, and the point where you achieve true core confidence. Now let's take a look at the last phase of this. You've now gone from having no confidence in some area to being truly confident in that area. The question is there a way to skip all of this? Basically, fly up here with a helicopter, and please excuse my drawing skills, they're absolutely horrible, right? But hey, it's a helicopter. If you can take the helicopter up the hill rather than jumping down and climbing up and walking up the hill, that would be great, right? And that is where core confidence comes into play. Core confidence essentially means that you stop caring about what other people think. You're okay with them judging you, you're okay with them laughing behind your back, making memes, talking shit. Even your friends will often do that. And by being okay with this, all of a sudden you don't care about failure anymore. And that's where the power lies. So when you can remove the need for other people's approval, right? When you can remove the need to do that, you are going to be free. And the way I found that works like magic is asking yourself whether you do something in order to prove something to other people, in order to elicit some emotion in the other person, in order to make them laugh, in order to make them feel positively about you, in order for them to like you, or are you doing it for your own reasons? Are you doing it because you think that's the right thing to do, or just because you like to do it? And if you get to the point where you completely detach yourself from doing things because you want to please other people, all of a sudden you stop caring about their approval. And when you stop caring about other people's approval, you gain core confidence. And what you will notice is that that transfers to all areas of your life. It's not something that happens from today to tomorrow, but it is something you can train by constantly asking yourself, if you're saying what you're saying, or if you're doing what you're doing in order for other people to like you, are you doing it so they think you're funny? Are you doing it so they like you? Are you doing it so you get their attention? Or are you just doing it because you think it's the right thing to do, because you want to do it? So slowly and progressively move there will help you gain that core confidence. And you will see, you can translate this to every area of life. All of a sudden, it's going to be relatively easy. Now, there might still be a situation where it doesn't feel that easy, but you're still going to be able to do it without thinking about it. Walk up to anybody that you see that you want to meet. It's going to apply to you talking on stages. You will just be able to do it. Sometimes you might still feel like a little bit scared or a little bit uncomfortable, but you trust in your ability to do it. You don't question, because you're not doing it for other people's approval. So what are the exact steps to take here? First, you got to muster up courage. By doing this, you will put yourself in a situation where you can acquire knowledge, and last but not least, hack the system by telling yourself and constantly asking yourself whether you're doing it for other people's approval or for yourself, ridding yourself of the approval seeking. And boom, this is how you achieve core confidence. Let me know if you like this video in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.